Here we go.
All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the Sid and Cal Studios. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis here to break you off some MMA news. Of course, what's going on in the wide world of mixed martial arts, you find out right here every Friday. So we got fights to go over this weekend. UFC 221 is going down out of Perth, Australia. We have stuff to recoup from last week, right?
Recoup?
Yes.
To recoup?
Recap?
I don't know. Recap. I don't know. Anyways. God damn it. Roll it back to zero. Roll it back to zero. To recap from last week and other news stories that have dropped this week as well. Some fight replacements.
I'm sorry, what?
And other shit. Anyway, so yeah, we'll run it down for you. Jumping in here from your first story from mymmanews.com. Dana White is furnishing his house like a...
I don't know if it's his house or if it's the UFC office, but he has a weapon room, allegedly.
I prefer War Room.
War Room?
War Room.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was
Let me just
on...
tell you something. When I was in my early 20s and I had my first apartment, and I had a ninja sword and some sais and ninja stars,
It did not help you
and
get laid.
nunchucks and stuff like that. No.
None of it did.
No. And I don't even think $69,000 worth of it would have helped me get laid.
$69,000. He went on Pawn Stars this last Tuesday and
$69,000.
paid $30,000 for one samurai sword. And then he said, you know what, I'll just take all of the ones you have over there as well. So
Was
he
it
paid
from at least Keith Carradine?
another $30,000. And then he's like, oh, I just got
David Carradine.
I just got this one in too.
They're
And he's
two
like, I'll
brothers.
pay $9,000. So $69,000 worth of
Jesus.
samurai swords.
Google that.
That's like the biggest red flag. If you ever have anybody like that's the girl comes over your place for the first time, it's like that shuts it down, man. Just shuts down the baby maker.
No.
Interesting to see.
Wait. Are you telling me samurai swords don't make people wet?
No.
That's what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you. I want to see.
When I see one, I'm all like,
I know it's funny. It gives guys boners.
yeah.
Makes chicks run the other way.
You slash all the guts up.
Did you have yours hanging over your TV?
Of course. Fucking absolute. You know it, man. Hell yeah. I still have the nunchucks too because we can't sell them in California. Can't get rid of those bitches. So he's gonna start up a new fighting league?
I don't know. Maybe with some
Sweet.
ancient samurai
Some
swords.
ancient samurai swords? Yeah. All right.
Tyrone Woodley coming out in the news. Actually, we have a little bit of both with Nate Diaz and Tyrone Woodley. Tyrone Woodley was on TMZ first of all. And called Nate Diaz's cell phone and left him a message.
That's hilarious.
Telling him to sign, while TMZ was on the other end, telling him to sign a contract. And he says, how could you have a "don't be scared, homie" mantra and you won't even answer your phone?
It's not that he's scared. He doesn't remember his voicemail password.
Not only that, but "don't be scared" was his brother's mantra.
Nick's, right.
I can just imagine him trying to use like the automated system. It's like, please say the department.
Oh,
you
God.
want. Come on, Joey. Come on.
So
I need customer service. Customer. Damn it. What
Press one.
What
press two.
You would like a slushie.
Slushy, man. No, now it's in Spanish. I press the wrong button. Someone come over here and get this menu back to press zero. Zero.
So Tyrone Woodley keeps.
No, I'm in fucking billing, man. I want billing. I need customer service.
Tyrone Woodley says that he is fighting Nate Diaz, that they've offered a contract. They're just negotiating right now. Dana White recently went on UFC Tonight and said absolutely not. He's full of shit.
See, he just wanted to see. Remember last time
This fight.
he said that there was a contract, and then the two fighters said that it was bullshit.
Yeah.
So now this time he wants to be on the other end of it.
He says the fight was never made. You couldn't be more wrong. He couldn't be more full of shit. It's absolutely not true. It's so not true. Our lawyer actually had to hit him up today and hit his manager up and says he needs to stop saying these type of
fucking
things because
clown
it's absolutely not
shoes.
true. First of all, when has a lawyer ever have they ever done that to Cyborg and be like, stop promoting fights that we don't know if we're going to happen yet?
No.
And she's constantly like, oh, I'm fighting a UFC 222. I'm fighting a UFC 224. I'm fighting a 2.
Yeah.
She just makes shit up.
she
I'm now the
makes it
headliner.
happen.
And she makes it happen, yet they're going to send a lawyer. When has
No,
a
they
lawyer
didn't.
ever called any other fighter and be like, stop promoting fights that may or may not happen?
First off, the lawyer.
Stop trying to win a fight.
The lawyer doesn't even know that he got called today. He's like, what? I did? Dana, you got to stop saying inflammatory shit too, man.
Yeah, right?
You ever think like Dana White's just at home in virtual world, like with the goggles on and shit?
He's playing Second Life.
He thinks all the fighters are
Nate
Sims.
Diaz recently came out and said that, he's tired of waiting around. He does want to fight. This is a fight that is possibly he's interested in.
Yeah, this is finally something he said
He would take this. He would take interest in this fight. He'd even said that he would step in to fight Frankie Edgar, but he doesn't feel like he's a lightweight. First of all, my problem with that is you've only had 7 out of your 30 fights at welterweight, and you're going to say you're not a lightweight?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe not anymore. You want to change weight classes, that's fine, but don't try to say, I'm not usually a lightweight.
Oh, so Nate's saying he's not a lightweight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which it just blew my mind. Like, you've had 30 fights, 7 of them were not at lightweight, and you're going to say you're not normally
Well,
at
he was
lightweight?
what? He was 260 when he fought McGregor, right?
At least 260.
At least 260.
At least.
Almost tipping the scales.
Yeah.
But Dana came out and said, we've offered him to fight Ferguson multiple times. We offered him to fight Khabib. We offered him to fight all these people, laid out all these people, and he turned them all down.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if they would actually offer Ferguson or Khabib to Nate. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. I do like this fight
Yeah.
with Woodley if it were to happen. Woodley he says, I need a big name. He says, then maybe I'll get respect. If I beat him, I'll get respect and I'll be able to start calling the shots and picking out the fighters he wants to fight. Dana White says, I wouldn't bet a nickel on it. It's not true. It's completely not true. What we're looking at is Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos is the fight we're looking at for Woodley. It's a fight that's fair. He had a great win against Robbie Lawler. He looked good, and I love that fight, and I think he will bring it. That's the fight that's going to happen. Woodley tweeted, well, because Dana never told a lie in his life with the little emoji, and then said maybe we should ask Nate Diaz if they offered him the fight. Who do you believe in this?
I never believe Dana, ever. I just don't.
What fight do you see happening first?
Blake Carmichael sees Nate beating Joey's ass at the radio station. That's what Blake sees.
What's he going to ride his mountain bike over there?
And show you his smog tattoo of the riverfront.
So do you think Woodley fights Diaz first, or do you think Woodley fights Dos Anjos?
Dos Anjos.
Dos Anjos?
Yeah.
Dennis, what do you think?
Dos Anjos.
Do you think we see Diaz fight anytime in 2018?
No,
Yes.
he's going to fight on UFC 420.
Yes. I don't know the just the fact that Dana's saying this is not going to happen.
Makes you believe it's going to happen?
Yeah. But
I would say easily 75% of the time he says something's not going to happen. It's happening.
Very,
60% of the time, it's never the time.
It's never the time.
We do have another fight to announce. Ashley Evans Smith is moving to flyweight, and she's going to be fighting Beck Rawlings.
Okay, this is the elimination match.
Yes,
This is a retirement match.
UFC 223. Both these girls.
God damn it, Ashley, you have to fucking win this fight. Do you understand this shit? Like, beat her ass like bad.
Both these girls.
This is fucking California against Australia.
Both these girls are
liked
coming
Australia.
off of 2 losses.
We don't like
Excuse me,
Australia?
Ashley Evans Smith 2 losses.
We
Beck
like
Rawlings,
California
3
more.
losses.
What the fuck, Joey?
To me, this is the UFC can't have a punk rock fully tattooed chick in their
No.
division, so one of them has to go, which I disagree with. I think they both should stay.
Yeah.
I think they both should stay. if they
Oh, I'm
win.
sorry, I have the wrong ones.
But I'm more with the brunette.
We'll just there we go.
And I don't even know what color
Sorry.
Beck's real hair is. But the girl on the left from Ukiah, that's up in the hills.
So this is going down at UFC 223, which is going to be
Next from
headlined.
Australia, you got to fight everything to live in Australia.
Headlined
don't.
by
Have you been there
Ferguson
lately?
You have to get out of
and
bed and you have
Khabib.
to fight just to get in the shower.
Did you not watch Australia, Canada, Tough?
No.
No, we didn't.
It was sad.
It was sad.
Well, the Australians had never seen snow before, so they made it weird.
That was pretty funny because the whole thing was shot in Canada.
Yeah. Which is fucked up when you think about it to the
Give
Australians.
him a little home field dance, yeah. So check that out, UFC 223. It's kind of interesting that they're moving the weight class, like I said, with Ashley. She's moved down. This is 2 weight classes she'd be moving down over time.
Over time, right.
Beck moving up. She always fought at 115. Now she's happy to fight at 125.
Oh, cool.
So
All
this
right.
is
So she was at 145 one time?
145, 135. This will be her first drop down to 125.
Where'd she fight at 145? Strike Force?
It's Cyborg.
Small organization, but I'm not
Okay.
100% sure.
All right.
But I know she did fight at 145.
She
Didn't she
is
fight
she
Cyborg?
is a much
No.
she's an overall bigger girl than Rowdy, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but Rowdy's always been big for 115 too. She's pretty happy to be at 125.
One hell of a tree to climb.
Yeah.
Going down, Evicta 28 will be going down March 24th. They announced it over the week that this will be going for the strawweight, to crown a new strawweight champion. It's going to be
Whenever you say strawweight, I just think there's going to be
Janisa-
a wolf that shows up and blows it down.
Janisa Muradin going up against
Why are you thinking of
Marina
wolves blowing things?
Jadabrona.
Because I too am almost born.
So again,
the atomweight title's up for grabs too, isn't it?
I believe so,
Yeah, they're having a rematch between May and I forget the girls she fought before.
but I don't think it's on this card. I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
Yeah, that's another card.
All right.
But yeah, so check that out. Let's go down March 24th. We'll have a little bit more of a breakdown as it gets a little bit closer. What else we got? Rich Franklin has a new web series. This is going to be starting on the 19th of this month. He's with ONE FC, and he's going to be going out and looking for new talent. So it's almost like a looking for a fight with Dana White, or maybe a Tuesday Night Contender series or something. I think it's more like looking for a fight because he goes to multiple gyms around the Asian provinces. He goes to Bangkok, he goes to Manila, Seoul, Tokyo, Beijing. Basically just going around different gyms looking for new talent.
Does he have a black eye in every episode?
For ONE FC? He should.
He should.
I think he permanently has a black eye.
He should be like Spot.
Wasn't that story? Didn't he have like George Gurgel punch him in the face before like every fight?
No, is that it?
Yeah.
Jeez, that makes a lot more sense.
It was like a good luck thing because George Gurgel was his jiu-jitsu partner.
Here, give me a concussion before I go fight. Because he did. He walked out every time with a black eye.
Every single time with the black eye.
Bizarre.
So yeah, check this out on YouTube. They will be competing for a chance to get a $100,000 contract from ONE Championship based on their performance.
All right.
You can check that out on the ONE Championships YouTube channel. 30-minute episodes. I think it's weekly. I believe it's weekly. So check that out.
We want black eyes, Franklin.
I wonder where they got the idea
You
for
want
that
what?
show.
You want to say that again?
A contender series.
What?
Once a
What'd you
week.
want?
Said I want black eyes, Franklin.
Black guys, got it.
Yeah, black. God damn it.
Perfect segue right into this here. Brennan Schaub recently was on a podcast saying sometimes you're looking at UFC tonight and you're like, is this the best panel possible, or are you trying to check off all the boxes? We get it, UFC Tonight on Fox, you're not racist. We get it, you have an all-black panel. We get it. Whoa, we get it. Now you're going to have to ask again, are those the best brains and speakers for the art for the general audience? Recently, we watched at the UFC, UFC Fight Night. For this recent one, we had Yves Edwards, we had Tyron Woodley, and we had Karen Bryant as your panel at UFC Tonight. Yves Edwards is not happy. Tweeted at Brennan Schaub and said, "Yo, Brennan Schaub, what's this bullshit you're running your mouth?" He immediately said, "Meant zero disrespect for you. I spent 30 minutes praising Daniel Cormier. Said he's the best in the world besides Rogan. Kevin Lee and I were just discussing black fighters and entertainment. It's a bad job on my part. That's on me. I love you guys. Watch all the shows. My bad. I'm sorry."
Dude, he just stopped short of saying, I have black friends.
Right? I fought black people. Oh, wait.
I fought black people.
I got a color TV, man.
Yves Edwards says,
His favorite hockey team is Chicago.
I appreciate your apology. I
It's
wasn't
not
talking
LGBT,
about race.
but it's LED. Does that count?
But when you say something that isn't good enough, that someone isn't good enough at doing their job, and you don't say who, I want to know if you're talking about me. I wasn't assuming or insinuating you're a racist. Don't sweat it. That's not a thing. What do you think? Brennan Schaub a little out of line, making kind of statements?
I think that was one of those holy shit, people heard what I said.
Yeah. Oops.
People listen to my podcast? Fuck.
Fuck.
Everybody listen to us. We'd not be here.
Well, I don't know if a black guy said.
But think about it. When people do listen to us, people stress out.
Yeah. Don't listen.
Yeah, I'm part of that. When we have,
I mean,
when
how do
we
you-
have a really
let's
great
put it this
week, I
way.
freak out.
Do you think they have some of the best people up here? I mean, doing UFC tonight?
This whole thing is really hard to gauge anymore.
Yes, it is. Yves Edwards is. He's a veteran of the sport. He's the
25 years, right?
Uncrowned 155 champ, dude.
At some point, yeah.
He's a guy who should have had a belt but never did, and he's probably the only fighter that you can say that about, really, who definitely should have held a weight class belt and did not do it.
Yeah.
And then you got Tyron Woodley. Well,
He's a current champ. Like, it's nice having current fighters on.
I mean, the panel is athletic and explosive.
The panel's very athletic and explosive.
Karen Bryant coming in from CNN, and, all her
and she
years
knows
there.
what she's talking
She
about.
knows what she's talking about. I mean, has there ever been anybody on where you're like, fuck, man? I mean, Tony Ferguson, to me, is the only one I could think of that's like, Tony just wants to run his mouth and be the cool guy. Dominic Cruz breakdowns fights great.
Yeah.
Brian Stan definitely is an amazing
I can't think of the name
Kenny
off the top of
Florian
my
is
head,
great.
but we have had people.
Michael Bisping's a little...
Hey, they need to pull Mario Yamasaki out of the ring and then put him up on the fucking stand.
No.
No, why?
We'll get to that here in a
Because
little
then he
while.
wont know when to stop.
Yeah. It'll be like CNN, but
I
for
think-
UFC.
I think for the
It'll
most
just
part,
keep
they've done a
going
decent
and
job.
going.
Yeah, no, it's a great panel.
You chicken shits.
What? Who do you think doesn't belong?
Tyron Woodley. I think I really out of all those people right there, I would listen to her over both of them because she's the least biased.
I would say that. Okay, I would say on a permanent basis, Tyrone. I don't think needs to be there all the time.
Tyrone's really biased.
Do you like?
And again, I'm not saying he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Right.
But he's extremely biased. Bisping is extremely biased.
Do you feel that guys like
Dominic Cruz, independent night to night, he's
Do you, okay, let me ask you this: do you think they should have current fighters on as an analyst?
I think the whole reason for this is, first off, aside from people who've been watching this sport for as long as we have, how many people remember Yves Edwards?
Correct.
He's obviously knows the sport very well, and so he should be there. And then you have Karen, who knows what she's doing as well.
Yep.
But they
has a lot of the journalist background, so that's great.
But they got to have a face. They got to have somebody that the current population of fight fans recognize.
That's not true, because look in the NFL, we have Collinsworth. Nobody knows who the fuck he is, and gets pissed off, and he was at the Super Bowl talking shit.
Well, that's what I'm asking. So, do you think they should have a current fighter on the panel?
I'm saying I understand why.
I understand why, but in your opinion,
no, I don't because of the biasness. And
so,
again,
I mean, like when DC
Daniel
gets
Cormier
up there,
isn't, but there's certain times that when he
gets on there and he starts like campaigning for like, well, my next fight should be this, or you're nobody. Like, that's what I'm saying. Do you think a current fighter should be on there, basically trying to champion for their next fight
because they're too vested in what's going on currently in the situation?
Exactly, and it's like they're given this platform that's weekly to talk about. I should have this next fight. I should do this. I should do that.
No,
when their opponents and other guys in the other field are just like, well, fuck, I don't have a TV show.
Yeah.
Well, the one person that I don't understand, and I know we're all moderately jealous of this guy, is Ariel. I don't understand why Ariel doesn't have one of these jobs. I don't understand why Luke Bryant doesn't have.
Well, Ariel did.
He did. He was an analyst for UFC on Fox.
No,
for
but
a
I
long
mean,
time.
he needs to be somewhere like this.
He's got his own show.
No, yeah, but if they were to offer him something like this, he would take it.
No, he had it.
He had it. He was on this show.
And then they took it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because apparently they didn't like what he was doing.
No.
Yeah, see, they didn't like the fact that he's not biased.
No, him and the UFC didn't get along.
Yeah.
And he was kicking shit to people. That was the big thing.
I like that Tommy Toho gets on this every once in a while.
to the extent of biasness, I say, yeah, he is definitely biased because he doesn't. He's non-biased. He doesn't give as much love to just the UFC. He likes to cover all mixed martial arts. Obviously the UFC is the premier league, but when you're on UFC on Fox, you should only be talking about UFC.
Yeah,
right. Ariel doesn't do that. He tries to cover everything.
Like, so they don't have the NFL live, and they're talking about Canadian football. They're not talking about the XFL.
Well, it depends what player you're talking about. When we had fucking Flutie, we talked about everything.
We don't bench Doug Flutie.
When we had Warner, we talked about everything. They brought up the Arena Football League a lot.
Yeah, I don't watch, so I don't know.
And stocking shelves. We talked about stocking shelves a lot when Kurt Warner was around.
What do you think? Who do you think is a fighter that's possibly currently that has recently retired, that you would like to see as an analyst? Anybody that you could think of?
I mean, Brian Stan already does it.
Yeah, I think Brian Stan does one of the best jobs.
Yeah.
I really do.
But I mean, he went on to do bigger and better things.
Do you still do some of this? I mean, he still does the breakdowns for him, especially for the pay-per-views and stuff.
Is Roy Nelson retired yet?
Roy Nelson?
Yeah.
No, he's fighting in Bellator.
Damn it. That's who I want to do it. Or Shane Carwin.
And as much as I hate to say it, when they do get Shale to like buckle down and get on it, he's decent.
He plays a character.
Yeah. Yeah, when you could tell when like he's really on it, and then when he's trying to, like you say, sell something or
I want somebody just outrageous. This is outrageous as humanly possible. Get
Ric Flair.
Get BJ Penn when he's on one of his just out of his mind fucking rants, or who's the flat earther on the Joe Rogan podcast all the time? Get fucking that dude. Eddie Bravo. Get Eddie Bravo on there. That's what I want.
Eddie Bravo would be too high.
What about Clay Guida?
He still fights.
I know, but when he retires.
Can you get him to sit still long enough?
Maybe.
You have to strap him to a fucking chair.
Constantly on. Yeah. I like that they got Forrest and Demetrius Johnson doing like the little Metro PCS Facebook thing.
Demetrius, once Demetrius gets done fighting, I could see him. And Sage even.
Yeah, maybe.
How you doing? How's your mom?
Nah, not Sage.
He's got the face for TV.
No Sage.
UFC 222 has taken a big blow to the card. Max Holloway having to pull out of his fight due to a leg injury. They were scrambling to find replacements. There was rumors that they were talking to TJ fighting Cody Garbrandt as a rematch. TJ shot that down. In my opinion, I think that's a dumb idea for a guy. In my opinion, I like Cody Garbrandt. I was rooting for him. However, when you sidelined the title for 9 months, came back and lost in a clean KO, you don't deserve a rematch.
No.
Not immediate.
I like TJ's reasoning behind it too.
Yeah, pay me.
Yeah, well, pay me, and also like you guys expect me to jump on a short
notice card to defend my title.
You guys wouldn't let me and Cody bang when I wanted to do it. We had to do it on his schedule.
Yep.
So I understand TJ's response to that entire thing.
There was also rumors that were throwing around DJ being in there and a DJ, obviously the super fight
and
happening.
That's what TJ wants.
TJ wants, and he wants the money, and of course, Demetrius Johnson says you have to pay me. Like, I want to be paid for a super fight. And then there was even rumors, or there was talk that Dominic Cruz, he's been vying for a shot against TJ. Obviously, he's out with a broken arm, but he was saying he felt TJ was avoiding big names and avoiding opponents that could beat him, and he was going after smaller guys such as DJ. He should be fighting people in his own division.
Is he the one that just said stop going after little kids?
Yeah. Pretty much. However, the UFC did scramble. We have a new poster. UFC 222 will be headlined by Cyborg, again, defending her title.
Up against cannon fodder.
This is going up against Yana Kutstakaya. Excuse me. This is a former Invicta champion.
So what happened to what's her name? The Nunes thing.
It's not happening.
Okay.
They're going somewhere else with it. There's rumors that she's supposed to be fighting. I thought I saw Raquel Pennington for a title shot against Nunes next. Frankie Edgar gets moved down. He's no longer the main event. Obviously, his opponent's down, but he gets to now fight Brian Ortega. So that's a number 2 versus number 3. I do like that fight.
It's a dangerous fight for Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, as a co-main.
Because Ortega's jiu-jitsu is just insane. I think he just submit somebody up against the cage?
Yeah.
This last one?
With a bulldog, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about the main event? Cyborg against Yana.
No, I'm going to murder Yanni.
That's what we thought was going to happen with the last girl.
And she's dead.
No, it went 5 rounds.
And now she's dead.
She's not.
And now she's dead.
She died 6 hours later at the hospital. She's dead.
This is not the Kimbo Dead F5000 fight.
This woman that she's fighting, she's like her biggest, I can't even remember what the biggest name that she's fought against. And I don't even
She
think
is the
won.
biggest name you've ever fought against. 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of letters.
There's a lot of letters there. You're absolutely correct. But I looked at her record. She's got 3 losses. And her record just doesn't show me that she's ready to fight somebody like Cyborg. It's that simple. It's kind of terrifying that they make this matchup, but for some reason they think that it's worth it. She is on.
We'll talk about terrible matchups here in a little while too.
She's got 1 win. Then she lost to Tanya Evinger before that. She had a no contest against Tanya Evinger before that,
which Tanya Evinger should have won and ended up getting overturned.
That's right. And then her other loss is to someone named Zyra. And then any other names on here that she fought. That's the 3rd loss because it was a no contest. That's right.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think she's ready for Cyborg, and I think this is a bad matchup. I really do. I don't think this should have happened.
And what's crazy is that she just won the vacant bantamweight title for Invicta. So they're pulling another Invicta champion in a different weight class to come over and fight Cyborg. How do you? I mean, what do you think about that?
Dana, no hair, don't care.
He doesn't want to recruit featherweights. He's like, you got any more bantamweights? Who just won your belt? Put him in.
Put him in.
Well, I think that's how the signing goes. I think that's actually his money in Invicta or WMIE or I don't even know who the fuck they are.
WME.
Aren't they really called like EverQuest or something like that?
No, I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
Some more USADA news. We have Judo Jim Wallhead recently tested positive for Osterine. However, he was flagged, and they come to find out he's going to be getting a reduced 9-month suspension for a tainted supplement. He sent all the supplements in. Come to find out it was for a tainted supplement, so he did not knowingly take it. Even
he
though
had supplements in his taint.
A supplement.
Yes.
So yeah, he was getting only a 9-month suspension.
Are you suppository?
I'm pretty suppository.
And Carlos Johns de Thomas has failed an anti-doping test for a diuretic and masking agent. He has accepted a 1-year suspension. He has also been fined 1 year by the California State Athletic Commission and fined $2,500, which is quite a bit, even though he only took down 10 grand.
Oof, that sucks.
So both these guys,
That sucks.
And then we did have UFC on, what is that? UFC Fight Night 125?
Yes.
Is that what it was? 125.
That's correct.
This was going down in Brazil this past weekend on Fight Pass.
I saw some comments online
Fox
wondering,
Sports 2 and Fox Sports 1. Yeah.
wondering if any non-Brazilians were going to take any more fights in Brazil ever, ever again.
So if you want to kick off the recap there on the prelim card.
I don't even know how to say that name.
Davison?
Figueiredo over Joseph Morales with a TKO. Then you had Luis Alcantara get a TKO over Joe Soto. Pollyanna.
Joe Soto, man.
Yeah. Pollyanna Viana over Maya Stevenson with a rear naked choke. Alan Patrick over Damir Hadzovic with a unanimous decision. Sergio Moraes over Tim Means with a split decision.
I thought Tim Means had that fight.
A lot of people did, man.
I really thought Dirty Bird had that fight.
Yeah, a lot of people are wondering about the home cooking on this card. Thiago Santos over Anthony Smith with a TKO. And then Douglas Silva de Andrade over Marlon Vera with unanimous decision. Timothy Johnson, decisions, Marcelo Golm. And Mitchell Prezeres, decisions, Desmond Green. Valentina Shevchenko murdered Priscilla.
Murder of the night.
Yeah, murder of the night.
Jesus Christ.
Over Kasha Harris.
It was, 290-something punches to one? Mm-hmm. To one. And then you had...
How much money? Here's the question. How much money did Yamasaka have on Priscilla?
I had some money on her. Yeah. I'm the one who took her.
But he's the one in the ring where she's getting murdered going, no, you're good. Please keep fighting.
Come on, warrior.
Please keep fighting.
Yeah, Mario Hamasaki...
I bet $10,000 on you. Please keep fighting.
Says, the way I see it, I allowed Perdita to be a warrior and keep fighting. The corner said we would never throw in the towel. It's something that we've already talked about. Dana White says, I'm hoping after this scary, incompetent showing that Yamasaki never sets foot in the octagon again. Even the... CAB MMA, the Brazilian Athletic Commission said he should have stopped it. It should have been stopped way earlier. The thing is, she didn't tap. We understand that, but the reality is, when you're a fighter, and it's one of the reasons the sport is as big as it is, it's because most of the guys don't tap. Most of you guys stay in there and fight like a warrior, like she did. But for that idiot to give her that opportunity to be a warrior, no, you're a moron. You're in there to protect her from herself. That is your job. He makes me sick. The guy has no business fighting or no business reffing fights, and I promise you, he's never going to be in the octagon again.
That's what Dana said?
This is what Dana said. And if you notice, when he went all out against Mazzagatti, when's the last time you see Mazzagatti? I love this. This was somebody who created a Mario Yamasaki Twitter account. And
just to troll people?
Just to troll people and put up, everyone wants to be a gangster until it's time to do gangster shit. You got to let fighters fight.
Isn't that a Diaz quote?
It's a quote from somewhere, yeah. And I love it because I saw multiple MMA websites pick this up and be like, you'll never guess what Mario Yamasaki said about his decision. Because you guys are morons and didn't actually fact check and find out it's a troll account. Absolutely nuts.
2 seconds of Googling, guys.
At the same time, do you blame Mario Yamasaki or do you blame the UFC for allowing this fight to happen in the first place when you have somebody whose biggest thing was a split decision over a 6-10 fighter go up against someone?
We just saw what they're doing with Cyborg.
I know exactly, but I'm saying this is before the Cyborg fight. They have this fight, and everybody was saying, why are they giving somebody with her record?
Hey, between me and you,
if I'm beating you up on the mat and you want it to stop, what do you do?
Go to sleep and cry.
No.
Pee myself a little bit.
No, what do you do?
She's not going to tap.
Yes.
She's a warrior.
She doesn't have to tap, though.
She should be protected from herself. The corner has the
tap.
The corner. Hey, there's 2 other reasons at this. The corner could have thrown in the towel, which they said they absolutely would never do. So that's bad cornering. That's like, we're just going to wait.
Oh wait, we just had a corner send a fighter back in with a broken arm.
Yeah,
nobody got mad about
but
that.
But they didn't even know. No.
She said my fucking arm's broken. She told him.
If is your logic, if it only relies on the fighter, then we should have no refs and no judges, and we should only go to
till death.
Till death. Yeah.
No.
Then why is the ref in there? If the ref's not here to help protect the fighter,
to separate him when she taps.
So he's not there to control the action and make sure that they don't die.
No, because
I can see
look. If I choke you out,
and I don't tap,
they don't stop it until you go unconscious.
But you're saying no.
Let's
no, because
honestly,
they stop.
No.
You're saying I should
You
tap.
just opened up a rat hole.
No,
you're right.
no.
How many people have been choked out to the point of unconsciousness?
It's happened, but you're
So
saying
every one of them fucking refs that let those people go unconscious need to be served.
Yes.
No!
They've talked about it before.
No, they should have fucking tapped.
You've had guys let go of guys that are unconscious and go, you weren't going to fucking stop this fight? He's fucking unconscious.
You don't have to. It's over.
When do you decide it's over?
But the ref...
When they go unconscious or they fucking tap. And if you don't fucking tap, that's why you go to sleep.
Refs step in.
What about somebody what about the guy who got his arm broken? You think the ref should have stepped in before he fucking... We all knew the arm was going to break.
Tim Silva?
No, but we knew the arm was going to break.
When he got his arm broken?
But we knew it was going to break.
And?
And he didn't tap. The ref should have stopped. He's like, dude, your arm's going to fucking break.
But what about when the refs
No, they let him break his fucking
What about
arm.
when the refs do step in when somebody's getting their head bounced off the mat? They're not unconscious yet.
When they're not defending.
When they're not defending themselves.
She wasn't defending herself.
No, he asked her like,
Oh,
they asked.
she's going to be like, yeah, I'm defending myself.
She
'cause I'm
landed-
getting beat
she
unconscious.
landed one-
I'm defending myself. This
She-
is my defense. Is flopping around like a fucking fish out of water.
She landed
Come
one
on.
punch the entire
One.
fight. That is not defending yourself, fucking at all.
Ever.
That is not defending yourself.
All right.
Dude, are you kidding me? Like I said, just waiting for them to die. That's what Yamasaki to me was doing, waiting for her to die.
That's
I
what-
want her to be dead. I want her to either be dead
Or unconscious.
or unconscious.
This is why I wanted to fucking throw the swords in the ring now. He fucking bought them. Give him the goddamn swords. Put them on the fucking side of the cage.
Now you sound like every congressman in New York.
Whatever, man.
If you say they're
That's what's
gay,
next.
if you say why they're gay, they're doing that. Not only are they doing pedophilia, but they're killing each other in these
Killing each
rings.
other. No, you get one fucking round to finish this fight. If you can't finish it, get a sword. It's fucking on after
I mean,
that.
you talk about the guys that broke his arm. You have Tim Sylvia, who Herb Dean stepped in and said, "Your arm's fucking broken. I'm calling this fight." If he wasn't there to stop in and stop that fight, he's gonna be walking around with a broken arm.
Look, another Page fight. Remember when she fought Thug Rose and Thug Rose almost ripped her fucking head off? I mean, if a ref would have called that fight at any point, people would have fucking screamed bloody murder.
I don't know about
But
that.
she got out of it.
But you gotta be competitive. If you're being competitive in the fight, they don't have
If
to
you
call
go
it.
back and bring that fight, she would not be competitive. All she was doing was like, don't rip my fuck. She was just like, I hope it all holds together.
And it worked.
I hope it holds
and
together.
And it worked for her. And it worked for her.
Well, that's what this girl was doing.
No,
This
nothing-
girl was not
At
nothing
doing
some
working.
point, I'm gonna get it back up on
Nothing
top.
was working. I'm telling you. Fucking Yamasaki had 10 grand on her to
I
win.
don't care.
and
When
he's
I
gonna-
decide to play the advocate, I'm fucking gonna ride this bomb to the
Right.
ground.
Yamasaki was he wanted to win that fucking money. He was gonna do whatever he could.
I
I think he's trying to get the first death in the UFC.
Then give him fucking swords.
It hasn't been in the news. We need the UFC to. UFC needs to be taken down just a notch. They're a little too high. I want them to be competitive with Bellator and whatever that other organization is that starts with an FL. Like, they need to be competitive. I'm tired of them being at the top. If they get a death in the ring or in the cage, they'll be knocked down a peg.
That must be it.
You know what I mean?
So now what we're going to see is Yamasaki's going to go over to their corners
All
and
right.
check on them, make sure they're good.
Yamasaki is
And
now
he's
going to ref the
he's gonna slip one
Cyborg
of them
versus
with a knife.
Yanni fight. That's what's going to happen.
Hey, you good? You good? Can you continue?
I'm good.
Hold that.
No, I'm just
use it
kidding.
next round.
No.
And then they're going to come out and fucking shiv somebody. Or do you shank with a shiv or do you shiv with a shank?
Man.
All right.
Prison rules.
All right. And if you're listening in your car or headphones, you can turn it back up now. We won't yell anymore.
Yeah, we will!
That's not true.
Your main event.
Oh, fuck, we weren't even done yet? Jesus Christ. Machida beats Eric Anders with a split decision.
How do you feel about the
It's
decision?
Brazil! Look at all the decisions with the Brazilians. Every single one of them.
he's just fired
I had
up.
rounds 2 and 3 to Anders.
Yeah.
I had rounds 2 and 3 to Anders.
I didn't, like I said, all the decisions with the Brazilians, so I don't even.
Lyoto Machida then called out Michael Bisping.
I'm the Lorax. I fight for the fighters.
Lyoto Machida calls out Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping has responded and said he will not be fighting. He doesn't want to fight Machida, especially with the possibility that he has had a tainted test before, which he did get
I
busted.
thought he said that he did want to fight with Machida.
He said he was looking more at the Rashad fight. That's a fight that he would like to do.
Okay.
Both being around in the sport, but he says we'll talk to the UFC and see what they want to do. But he wants to remind everybody he will not be at the London card, at least fighting. He might be there as a
guest.
but he will not be fighting on the London card. So he even told any of his countrymen, do not buy this card if you're expecting me to be there. Buy the card because it's the UFC and I'm a company man.
I just thought I saw a quote that said a fight with Machida, quote, ticks all the boxes.
No, that was the Rashad one.
That was a Rashad one. Got it.
Got it.
Misread it.
Moving on to UFC 221, which is going to be going down this weekend. This is going in Perth, Australia. Australia has decided not to do the early weigh-ins.
Okay.
So, which means they are not going to have all day to replenish
So they're going to have the normal weigh-ins.
normal weigh-ins, which are going to be later in the afternoon.
Which we've heard from fighters, the early weigh-ins suck because you have to go all night without eating. And all
No,
that
actually,
stuff.
most people like the early weigh-ins because the weigh-in is in the morning. You make weight.
Fuck
and then
that.
you
I
have
heard that
all
they don't
day.
like 'em.
And then you have all day. This is what I'm reading from here. is that they
Right?
this fighter.
Right.
Okay, how about
Yeah.
this? This fighter right here specifically, Mr. Jeremy Kennedy says, "I like early weigh-ins."
One,
Yeah?
one for all.
One for all.
Represents all.
And the reason is because he makes weight in
That's
the morning
true.
and then has all night to replenish his fluids before the fight. Whereas
Jeremy-
if later weigh-ins, they have to continue to cut weight all day, make the fight, and then have less
Right.
time. Now,
Yeah.
if they allowed them to do the IVs, they'd be happy with the later weigh-ins.
See, I feel the same way about morning sex.
What?
That way I have all day to replenish my fluids.
To replenish your fluids
all
and
day-
recover.
All day to recover and then not do it again that night.
What are you, a machine?
What am I, a machine?
Twice a month. What are you out of your mind?
Speaking of machines,
Where do you
he's
go?
back.
So UFC 221.
It is going down this weekend.
Yeah.
Coming at you
In the
from-
future.
In the future. It's in Australia.
From a land down under.
So it's going to be our time, normal time on Saturday, their time at like 11 a.m. Sunday.
Poor bastards.
Poor bastards.
Well, maybe that's why they're doing regular weigh-ins.
Regular weigh-ins.
Because it'll be the night before.
It's not regular to us.
That would kind of suck, though. If you're going to have to, like, your weigh-in's going to be at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, your fight's at 11 in the morning, that's not a lot of time to recover.
No, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, our time, not their time. They're doing weigh-ins normal time, our time. Not future,
No.
Not future
I
time.
don't know.
Yeah, no,
It's in the future.
It's future time.
Completely
They're doing weigh-ins
argumentative.
right now.
So they're doing the morning weigh-ins in Australia.
Sir, do you know about
But-
bird law?
All right, so on UFC Fight Pass, we have Luke Jamu going up against Daichi Abe. Also, Teruto Ishihara taking on Jose Alberto Quiones.
Looking for his bitches.
And then Ross Pearson going to be fighting Mizuto Hirota. And that's on Fight Pass. Moving on from there to Fox Sports 1. These ones are free if you have the opportunity. Who's here for Miga taking on Ben Nguyen. Then you have Jeremy Kennedy taking on Alexander Volkanov.
Who likes morning weigh-ins?
Yes. I thought you said Jamie Kennedy, like a Jamie Kennedy experiment. Rob Wilkinson going up against Israel Adesanya.
Pretty sure that's his nickname. I like morning weigh-ins.
I like morning weigh-ins.
Jeremy, I like morning weigh-ins, Kennedy.
Is that one of the Wayans brothers?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The weigh-ins guy.
Hi, I'm Dennis. Wish I gave a fuck.
That's
Rudolph.
terrible and fucking hilarious at the same time. Damian Brown taking on Dong Hung Kim. Always bet on Dong. And then your main card pay-per-view.
Words to live by.
Words to live by. Tyson Pedro taking on Sapar Bek Safarov. Jake Matthews going up against Lee Zhengaling. Ty Tolvasa taking on Cyril Asker.
Wait, so we got a dong and a jingling?
Yep.
Zhengaling. Zhengaling. Mark Hunt taking on Curtis
Fucking
Blades.
wieners.
And Yo Romero taking on Luke Rockhold.
Aluke.
How do you feel about this card?
Eh.
Worth the $49 or $59.99 that it is?
See, again, I'm in a rotation, so
You're okay with it?
It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Doesn't
not
matter.
The Perth.
Would
card
you
in
be
the world.
Would you be upset if it was your turn to buy this card though?
it is my turn to run the card. I'm not upset.
No?
No, because I only have to buy one card every
all
third
right.
go around.
There you go.
And besides, I mean, if they made it as much, look, I understand that people want good cards, they want bad cards, but man,
Nobody wants bad cards.
No, but I mean, you gotta give it to these people. They made it to a main fucking card. Watch the motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
No. There's a lot of people talking shit this week.
Well,
I think
whatever.
this could be
Just
I
like
think-
the people talking shit about fucking early weigh-ins, late weigh-ins,
I think-
and fucking
think
Mario
this-
Yamasaki's judging. Who the fuck are you people? That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, we
That's
are
what I'm
fucking
over
professionals here.
You know,
Professional assholes.
I think I could judge a fight better than Mario Ozaki.
If I had to ref a fight, the person would absolutely die.
Is she dead yet? You're doing the old, WWE thing.
I'd be on fucking Twitter.
Oh, well, she's still in it. She's still in it.
I would without a doubt forget that I was refing and fucking pull my phone out. Oh,
Give me like
shit.
Cecil Peoples, and I give it to the hot dog guy.
100%. I'd fucking.
little-
Can I fill out the
Little
card?
thing that he used to do. Let's get it on.
I want to fill out the card ahead of time and go get nachos.
yeah, I'm gonna support this sport
No matter what.
no matter what, one way or the other.
I'm going to support this sport more when they put swords in there.
Sword round. That's gonna be.
Sword.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like Thunderdome. It just comes down on a little bungee.
because we were throwing money at this thing when nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've given
But
this
I felt
company a
the cards were a little
shitload of money.
stacked.
Yeah.
If I had all the fucking money back that I spent on pay-per-views over the years,
And these things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think a lot of these were purchased when nobody knew who the fuck they were. I had somebody in here today when I was setting up earlier. He's all, tell me how close I am. who's it? And I go, I don't even know exactly which one's which. And he's all Rampage. I was like, because of how he looks, he goes, no, he's doing the how. I can tell.
Your main event, Yoel Romero against Luke Rockhold for the interim belt. While Bobby Knuckles
dangerous
is
fight.
getting
Dangerous fight.
This fight alone is worth $20, I think.
Yeah,
I would agree. I would absolutely
absolutely.
agree with that. I think the
rest of the card could be on Fox
Mark
Sports
Hunt and
1.
Curtis Blaze are going to bang the entire time.
That's a $10. That's a $10 fight.
Yeah, and Yoel Romero and Luke Rockhold. I mean,
There's $20. There's $30.
$30. Sure.
Yeah.
And I'll always watch Dong and Jangaling. So
You know what, Jingling? $7.50.
yeah, $7.50 for a Jangaling.
$7.50. And who never
I
knows?
like
You
your
know,
price
they
point.
tell you to vote for Pedro. That fight could go.
That fight could go.
You know.
If you're only charging $7.50 for a Jangaling, how much are you charging for a Dong?
Oh, I'm telling you what. I usually double down on the dong.
Double down.
Double dipping. Who do you think is going to win the main event?
Nobody.
Nobody.
I don't know, man.
I'm going with Romero.
Yeah.
Because we found out, as much as we thought because of his big body and muscles that he can't go the distance, he can.
I don't know. With Rockhold, yeah, I think if it goes past 3 rounds, Rockhold's got it because of his cardio.
But because of the knockout, I think that there's going to be a mental issue with Rockhold.
He just came back and won.
Yeah, but
He's got. I think Rockhold's got to stay away from Romero until the later rounds.
power, yeah.
He absolutely has to because that's an
sword
issue.
round.
like Stipe.
So the sword round.
Do like what Stipe did? Come in, pop, get back.
Yep.
Pop,
That's
pop,
exactly,
get back.
and Romero.
Lay on him against the cage.
Rockhold
is tall enough and he's got the foot skill that he can actually
He can do that for sure.
But he's got to stay away from Romero rushing him, which Romero will probably try to do.
And the flying knee, which he
And the
apparently
flying knee.
loves.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a flying knee, dude? Seriously. It's like the best fucking move in the sport. So I have Romero in this one. I think he might
I got
end it
Romero.
early.
I haven't decided yet.
Oh, you haven't made the thing?
It'll be tomorrow morning. We'll launch it.
You'll launch it? Okay.
That's why you haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
I think I'm really starting to go to the point where I'm just like, what did Eric pick?
Yeah, but you don't even know what Eric picks. I'm not going to tell you.
Why? You let him just pick left?
If you just want to pick left, pick left.
I just want to pick Eric.
You pick Eric. What side do you pick? Eric.
Eric. Give me Eric's picks.
I picked right this time, just so you know.
Because I was going to ask Eric, but I know what to say. Fuck that, man. We can't have us both ended up. He'd be like, fuck you.
That's it. It's tomorrow
West
night.
Coast
Well,
guys
it's
are all by
Australia, so I don't
yourself.
know.
Yeah, it is tomorrow night. No,
It's in Australia.
Yes, it
I
is
don't know what the
Australia.
fuck
Tomorrow night, our time, 11 a.m. Sunday, their time.
What time is it? Brazilian time.
Ooh,
It's not
shit.
Brazilian time.
What time is it in Russia?
It's in
I mean
Australia.
Minnesota. I mean
It's Minnesota, Russia. Russia soda.
There's a song like that. Feeling Minnesota, looking Brazilian.
Feeling Russia soda?
Make sure you head over to Shirtsicle/SDMMA. Pick up your shirts. Fight Night and Chill. Our Pride shirt.
The shirt link will be on whatever you're watching this on.
Yeah.
If you're listening to SoundCloud, go to the link. It'll be on there. If you're watching it on Facebook, go to the link. It'll be on there. Josh hasn't added it now, but he doesn't know how.
Will.
I'll do it later. I'll get it in edit.
You got to feed our kids. Buy shirts.
Click on the video.
You can't click on the video.
Click on the video.
It's up
Don't
there.
click- don't
Type
click
it
on the
in.
video.
You can type it in.
I might be able to do that on the YouTube one if you watch on YouTube.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Big thanks to our sponsors, of course. Strongboard Balance. Get on board. Change the way you work out. Strongboardbalance.com. Much love to those guys. Really, if you saw the show last week, I couldn't even do the entire show on top of one. My balance,
workout.
Yeah, my balance sucks, and I'm fat, so that happened.
We're still waiting for Eric to try to do a show on one.
Yes. Let me see this.
What did you guys like? You guys went fucking code red on Eric about the fucking. Were you drunk?
No, I don't know. What time was it?
Yes, yes, he was.
He's. I agree. I second that.
Second that. That was the next morning. So, and also Dependable Solutions. If you have a business that takes credit cards and you want a better rate, check out Dependable Solutions. Or if you have a business and you don't yet take credit cards but want to, check out Dependable Solutions because they will hook you up. Because that's what they do.
And pay attention to the YouTube feed. We're going to be adding more cameras, doing more angles. Facebook, we pretty much have to stay this way for the live. But if you want to see more like of a Joe Rogan setup, we're through
We're adding
YouTube.
angles?
We're going to do more camera angles.
I want to know what's going on
gonna-
underneath the table.
That's happening next too.
My
Well,
pants
I
are
could
around
do
my
that.
ankles
That's
right
gonna be
now.
on the Snapchat exclusive. It's gonna be down here.
Dude, I heard that they did a whole bunch of shit to Snapchat.
Snapchat sucks right now.
Does it?
But if you uninstall it, reinstall it, and say you're a current user, you'll get the old way back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Turn it off, turn it back on?
Yep.
I didn't know what they did. I didn't know what they did. So yeah, SD_MMA on Twitter and Instagram. Split Decision MMA Podcast on Facebook. SplitDecisionMMA.com is the website. And of course, you can like us and follow us on iHeartRadio as well. That's it from the SinCal Studios. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Clickety, clickety, click.